My name is David Lyons. I work for Paddy Power PLC. I head up our business-to-business operation, which primarily focuses on hedging the financial risk related to the outcome of sporting events.
And if you'll explain that, hedging the financial risk?
Yeah, any sort of professional football club sponsor will have a financial risk related to on-pitch performance. So taking Manchester United as a simple example, they will have bonuses payable to their players for winning the Premier League, winning the FA Cup. And what we will actually do is we hedge the bonus for a fraction of the cost. So insurance and all but name. So we will calculate the probability of them winning a given trophy and charge a premium to offset the risk. In the event they win the trophy, we then cover the payout.
Does everybody do it?
Not everybody does it. We'd like it if everybody did it. I think with FIFA financial fair play becoming more prevalent to football, clubs need to manage their finances a little bit better. So it is definitely a product that's in its relative infancy. We've been doing this for 7 years now. It's a little bit more sophisticated maybe in the rugby market. The unions and clubs would do it a little bit more, and we'd like football to catch on.
And how do you measure success? Let's say in a category like rugby, do you look at all the clubs and think I could get 100% coverage of all these clubs?
Well, that'd be the dream, but then you have an evenly spread book. Like any sort of bookmaking model, you want to have as many teams covered as you can to mitigate your own risk and minimise your own actual maximum payout. In the Rugby World Cup, for example, we would like to have as many of many of the competing unions as possible to hedge with us, just for exactly that reason.
So the more the merrier, really.
Really, the more the merrier.
No, one's going to win, the other one's going to lose.
Absolutely. The difference between us and maybe the insurance market per se, the insurance market might take on just an individual item and be catastrophically exposed to let's say the All Blacks winning the World Cup. Whereas we can actually offer more competitive prices given the fact that we're part of Paddy Power PLC. We've got an evenly spread book on all teams because we're taking bets from our shops and online as well. So theoretically it allows us to be more competitive on pricing.
You don't reinsure that risk, you cover it yourself?
Yeah, no, we don't reinsure, we don't hedge ourselves. We take it on against the strength of our own balance sheet. Paddy Power is a large PLC now with market capitalisation of around €3 billion and we have about €250 million in cash. So we try and take it on against the strength of our own balance sheet, which leads to some hairy nights watching sporting events where the result actually really matters to you.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you have a maximum amount that you'll cover or a minimum amount you'll be interested in?
We would have a minimum in terms of premium. We probably don't do anything less than, say, £2,000 in terms of premium because it's just not, it's labour. These deals are quite labour intensive, and you could spend the same amount of time working a deal that generates £2,000 in premium as you could that generates £2 million in premium. Yes. So in terms of maximums, it would go to board level. It would be beyond my remit. It would go to the board for individual sign-off. But we don't never actually do, because obviously these types of contracts are very sensitive, the information contained within them. So we don't actually disclose who we actually transact with or what they're hedging against.
What is the biggest encumbrance or hurdle to you getting, say, 100% coverage in rugby? Is it that people don't understand the mechanisms?
Yeah, definitely. It's not a product that's really intuitive, and I think people kind of shy away from it a little bit, although it makes financial sense for an FD to mitigate the risk at the start of the season so that regardless of what happens on the pitch over the course of the year, they can budget with certainty. I think it's just that little bit of understanding about the product. There's also an awareness issue as well, where people a lot of the time when we're speaking to people, they don't know that this product exists. Generally, once they know about it and once they understand it, that's the major hurdle.
And as well as performance bonuses, you do things like retail promotions, say Saracens kicking the Saracens fan kicking the ball over the post.
That's right. Yeah. Luckily, we didn't do that. For that type of thing, generally for somebody kicking the ball out of hand from the halfway line, there's in and around a 1% chance of that happening. Yes. We would charge in around 2% because obviously, being a bookmaker, you have to have a positive expected margin in your deal. But ballpark, you charge around 2% for that.
I guess you're a bit of ahead of the game being Paddy Power because you have experts on sports in-house working out the odds of a particular result.
That's right. We have a huge amount of sporting expertise, but underpinning all of that is an expertise in mathematics. This product doesn't exist without a strong grasp of maths. So we would have a team of quantitative analysts, actuaries, mathematicians who would build models basically for the sports experts to trade on. But they provide a model. So traditionally a sports trader could only trade on maybe 1-2 matches at a time. But now with the models that the mathematicians have made for them, they can trade on up to 100 matches at any one point.
And from a trend point of view, do you see things, are there mechanics or services that are developing in your area that will change rugby or change sport?
I think with the lift of the salary cap, it's going to be this product's going to be a lot more useful for Premiership clubs making marquee signings where they can actually offer them larger incentives to join the club over, say, joining the instant riches of Toulon. But I think that's going to be the key driver within domestic rugby over the next couple of years. And obviously, it's got teams in the Rabo are now or the Guinness Pro 12 are going to need to incentivise their players more because qualification for the Rugby Champions Cup is now paramount to the club's financial survival.
How about rugby league? Are you involved in rugby league at all?
We've done bits and bobs in rugby league, not as much as Union. Rugby League World Cup, we would sort of international level, we would do more than we would say in the Super League. We have an operation in Australia, Sportsbet as well, which we do quite a lot of work with the NRL clubs. And I think they use it a little bit more in Australia than they would say in the Northern Hemisphere.